Kemsley's Encino mansion has been scheduled for foreclosure auction 5 separate times, and 5 separate times it's been postponed at the last minute. PK has reportedly paid $300,000 out of his own pocket to stop it, and the most recent delay happened because Dorit was traveling to celebrate her 50th birthday in Paris with a Hermes executive. So how did a $6.5 million dream home turn into the messiest financial collapse in Bravo history? Let's walk through the whole timeline. Let's get into it. It starts in August 2019. Dorit and PK buy the 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom Encino property for $6,475,000. And here's the first red flag. According to records cited by Radar Online, they financed it through what's been described as a startling number of unconventional lenders. Not one clean mortgage, a patchwork of loans from multiple sources. That structure is exactly what made everything that followed so precarious, because when you're servicing debt to several different lenders, one missed payment can cascade fast. Fast forward to May 2024, Dorit and PK announced their separation with a statement about deep friendship and prioritizing their children. Dorit stays in the 9,000 square foot home with the kids. PK moves out, splitting time between London and, when he's in California, the Beverly Hills Hotel. Dorit files for divorce in April 2025, citing irreconcilable differences and requesting sole custody plus spousal support. Then, the money problems surface publicly. In December 2025, finance firm Prime Recon LLC files a notice of default claiming it's owed over $5,196,000 on the primary mortgage, plus $294,000 in missed payments and penalties racked up between April and December. Then, on January 21st, 2 more lenders, Tonka LLC and Private Money Solutions, file their own default notice over loans totaling $750,000. With interest, that debt hits $842,376. And critically, records suggest the last payment on those loans was made in September 2025. So by March 2026, the story breaks, Dorit's mansion is in pre-foreclosure for the second time, and fans immediately connected it to something they'd been watching on screen because during a season 15 episode, Dorit's credit card was declined while she was shopping at a Hamptons boutique. Reddit lit up, with commenters blaming what they called a shopping addiction. One wrote, "I think Dorit is going to end up living in a very tiny apartment, soon seeing as PK has no money and she can't manage money very well." Dorit's own explanation? She told Extra she had no idea the mortgage had stopped being paid. She said, "PK and I had an agreement when we separated and we followed that agreement, and when there's no communication, you're expecting that things are status quo. I didn't plan for the mortgage not being paid, and it was never brought to my attention." She added that the house should come out of foreclosure, and that selling makes sense if PK and I are not together. It makes sense for us to sell the home, and for the kids and I to move somewhere else. Then came the auction merry-go-round. Attorney Ronald Richards has been documenting every step on Instagram. May 20th postponed, June 3rd postponed, June 30th, and this time, the lender told Richards directly there will be no sale. Borrowers are handling the debt and working their way out of foreclosure. Fans thought it was over. It wasn't. July 7th postponed again, and Richards' explanation was brutal. Dorit Kemsley, once again, delayed the foreclosure this morning. This time, because she is traveling celebrating her birthday. As we have said, she will never sign a deal that forces her out of the house. The only way she will leave is if the second forecloses. Paul will find this out soon and be forced to make the hard choice of not advancing further funds to save a sinking ship without getting anything in return. New date? July 14th, which happened to be Dorit's 50th birthday. And on that exact day, PK went to court asking a judge for sole control over the sale, revealing he'd put up $300,000 of his own money to cover the arrears and stop the auction. Meanwhile, Dorit was in Paris, photographed toasting her birthday with Hermes executive Michael Costi. And here's the small, brutal detail that sums up this whole chapter. Dorit's memoir, Unburdened, was reportedly spotted abandoned in a free little library, with the finder joking, "Guess my neighbor couldn't be burdened with this anymore." So where does this end? Richard's read is that Dorit will never voluntarily sign anything that forces her out. meaning the only resolution is either a sale PK controls or an eventual foreclosure. Dorit says she's willing to sell, but only if they do it together, and 2 kids, 12 and 10, are living inside a house that's been on the auction block 5 times this year. Do you think Dorit ever loses this house? Pop off in the comments, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!